Since only you are there, I'm not putting on this projector. Okay? We'll just refer the notes. So you can take your books. Yeah, so now we are moving towards the next topic, that is the tissue system. So what is the definition of a tissue system? Cells which are grouped together and performing a common function. Okay, so that is the function of tissue system. That is the definition of tissue system. So now these tissues can be defined based on three criteria. What are the criteria? Structure, location, and what function they are performing. Okay, so now we have three types of tissue system. Okay, the first is epidermal. Okay, epidermal tissue system. Second is ground or fundamental tissue system, and the third is vascular tissue system. So this classification is based on the function. Okay, so what is the function of epidermis? Since they are the outermost layer, their main function will be protection. Then ground will be like giving some space for storage, photosynthesis, and also for the support purpose. And the last vascular we know that is used for the transportation of water, minerals, and food. Okay, so number one, epidermal tissues system. So this is the outermost protecting covering of the entire plant body. What does it consist of? It consists of three things. Number one is epidermis. Number two is stomata. Number three is epidermal appendages, means some of the outgrowths. Okay, for example, root hair, then trichomes. Trichomes means small hair-like structures which are present on the stem. Okay, then first thing which we are discussing here is epidermis. So there are 4 points under epidermis. First is this is the outermost layer of the primary plant body. Okay, they are only one layer is present, single layer is present. Third is compactly arranged. That means the spaces are not there between the cells. And what type of cell is present here? Parenchyma, which means living cells, right? Then last point, the cell contain cytoplasm and large central vacuole. Okay, you know the vacuole, right? The empty space. Okay, in plants we know almost 90% of the area in the cell is vacuole. Okay, then next is about cuticle. So the outer surface is sometimes covered with one more layer which is bit waxy in nature, and that we call as cuticle. Usually आम्ही outermost किती म्हणता epidermis म्हणता, पण केन्ना केन्ना epidermisच्या भायरूय बीन आनी एक layer असता which is waxy in nature, and that we call as cuticle. Okay, so this is made up of cutin, hence the name cuticle. It prevents water loss. So what do you think where this will be present? Which type of plants it will be present? Very good. So plants which are present in the extreme conditions, right? Wherein they do not get enough water and all. So then they have the absent, so these cuticles are not present in roots. So just imagine if in roots these cuticles are present, what will happen? They will create a lot of problem in absorbing the water. Okay, that's why in roots they are absent. Then what is the function of epidermis? Number one is protect the internal tissues. Second, prevent excess water loss. And third, protect again mechanical injury or pathogens. You know pathogens? Organisms which enter our body and cause harm, those are pathogens. Okay, then next is, so we are done with the epidermis part. Next is stomata. So stomata, what is stomata? Those are the small minute pores which are present mainly on the leaves. Okay, बाकीच्या एरियानूय असता, स्टेमानूय असता, ट्विगानूय असता, but mainly on the leaves. Okay, function obviously transpiration and gas exchange. Okay, then structure of stomata. So here there are parts of stomata which is given in pink color, and पुढे असं त्याचे description असा. So what are the parts of structures of stomata? So there is stomatal pore, म्हणजे वो middle opening असतात पय. So you know we draw stomata like this. Okay, so this is stomatal pore, opening through which gases move. Then there is guard cell. These two are guard cells, kidney shape. Okay, two specialized cells surrounding the pore are the guard cell. Then there is one more cell layer present, which is called as subsidiary cells. So these are subsidiary cells. So this diagram is given in your textbook. Can you see that textbook diagram? Yes, all these things are marked. Yeah. Okay. Then, so together all these things, that is stomatal pore, guard cell, subsidiary cell, they are forming what? Stomatal apparatus. Okay. Then these guard cells are different in dicots and different in monocots. In dicot they are bean shape, म्हणजे असले shape. But in monocots they are dumbbell shape. Dumbbell पहिला आणि weight उचलता तो dumbbell. So in monocots they are dumbbell shape. Okay. Then special features. What are the special things present in this stomata? Number one is chloroplast is present. Number two, inner wall, it is bit thicker. Okay, inner walls will be thicker. Outer wall is thin and control opening and closing of the stomata. Okay, so control opening and closing. So whenever they need gases, they it will be open. Whenever they want to prevent water loss, they will be closed. Okay. Then next is about the epidermal appendages. So we are done with epidermis. We are done with stomata. Third is epidermal appendages, and we said there are two. One is root hair. The other is trichomes. So root hair unicellular, एकूच cell, extension of epidermal cell. म्हणजे वो जर epidermal cell असा, this is the epidermal layer, then root hair will be present like extension of this epidermis. Okay, then present on roots, function also water, absorb water and minerals from the soil. That is the function of root hair. Trichomes, these are the hair present on the stem or the shoot system. And what is their character? They are multicellular. So root hair is unicellular. These are multicellular. They can be branched, unbranched, soft, stiff, and secretory. Secretory, they can secrete some chemicals. So you can say that these trichomes are sometimes acting as a protective cover for some of the plants, since they can secrete something. म्हणजे त्यांना जर कोण अटॅक करपा येलो जाल्यार ट्रायकोम्स कितें करतले, कितें केमिकल सिक्रीट करतले, सो दॅट एक शॉक कसो जाता. खबर आसा न्ही, थोड्या प्लांट्सांक हात लायतकीर ताका बारीक बारीक हेअर असता, you get that shock like sensation, irritating like sensation. That is because of this trichome secretory nature. Okay. Then function कितें आसा? Reduce water loss through transpiration process, protect plant from the herbivore and from the insects. Okay, and now this is the summary of epidermal tissue system. कोण कोण आसा हांगा? Epidermis आसा, cuticle, stomata, guard cell, root hair, trichomes. Please read this till here. Then we'll discuss about the second one, that is ground tissue system. Okay, if there is anything you want to highlight, you can highlight. The next two is ground or the fundamental tissue system. So hangi asa except for epidermis and the vascular system, all those things are included in the ground tissue system. So component किती किती असतात? They are made up of parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, म्हणजे all three types of cells, simple cells, right? Then location where they are present. They are present on stem, root, leaf. Stem खय खय असा? Cortex, pericycle, pith, medullary rays. Okay, on stem. Root and khayasa again cortex, pericycle, and pith. Leaf where they are present in the mesophyll cells. Okay, so mesophyll cells म्हणजे किती made up of thin walled parenchymatous cell and they are containing chloroplast. That means they will be photosynthetic in nature. Okay, function obviously to store food, photosynthesize, and also to give mechanical support. So only this much is given about the ground fundamental tissues. Okay, is there any doubt here? In locations suppose cortex, pericycle, pith, AJ locations will come to know when we are discussing about those structures. Okay, ते phone वगैरह location exactly कसा that will understand. Okay, then last is about the vascular or the conducting tissue system. Okay, कोण कोण असा हांगा? Xylem and phloem, obvious, right? आमका खबर आसा ते. So xylem, phloem together we call them as vascular bundle. So component xylem किती करता? Conduct water in mineral. Phloem, very good. Then types of vascular bundle. So vascular bundle there is open vascular bundle आणि closed vascular bundle. So दोन type असा open आणि closed. Open vascular bundle म्हणजे किती? Cambium is present between the xylem and phloem. Now, what is this cambium? So, ho cambium जो असा पय, it's a cell which is you can say producer of xylem and phloem. Okay, so तो cambium किती करता? एक cell असो असा जेका आम्ही cambium म्हणता. तो cambium it's dividing itself and one half it can make xylem or phloem and second half remains as cambium. Okay, तसे करता तो. Okay, then again like is the again वो आता परत cambium cell झालो नी. So this cambium cell again किती करता? Xylem or phloem आणि एक cambium होता. So ह्याचे काम किती? To produce xylem and phloem. So हा किती असा जो cambium असा which is producing xylem and phloem, this is present between xylem and phloem. For example, this is one layer of cambium. Okay, बाहेर असतलो कोण? Phloem, भितर असतलो xylem. So it is present in between xylem and phloem. Okay, then produces secondary xylem and secondary phloem, shows secondary growth found in dipole. So open vascular इथून किती असा हे कॅम्बियमान secondary growth can be present. आता किती करता ना तो डिवाइड करून करून एक सेल बाहेर 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 वरता एक सेल भितर 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 ऍड करता. So this is literally helping them to undergo secondary growth. Secondary growth म्हणजे किती वुडन स्ट्रक्चर्स असतात पण that is called as secondary growth. ज्यांना प्लांट खूप लहान असता that is the primary growth. Okay, now second is closed vascular bundle. So cambium हांगा किती असा absent असा. So हांगा secondary growth मेळना and this is present in monopod stems. Have you ever seen secondary growth in grasses? Grasses which are hard, grasses which from which you can make this furniture. No, right? It's impossible because the secondary growth now. And why secondary growth is absent? Because there is no cambium present. The type of vascular bundle present in monopod is closed vascular bundle. Okay, then arrangement of xylem and phloem कसे आता? So arrangement is again of two types, radial असा आणि conjoint असा. Radial म्हणजे किती? Xylem, phloem lie on different radii alternating with each other. Example in roots. So they are present in two different places. Example किती असा? Roots. Conjoint म्हणजे किती? Xylem and phloem they are on the same area. Okay, same place. And phloem is generally present outside of the xylem. So hanga दाखवले पय. So phloem will be present outside, xylem will be present inside. Okay, example किती? Stem आणि leaves. Okay, next is about comparison of tissue system. Okay, just read those things once. किती समजूना झाला you can ask me. Okay. Yeah. So now this is the, you can say, summary type जे आम्ही आतापर्यंत शिकला. So number one summary is about comparison of the tissue system. तीन type असा epidermis, okay, आणि त्याचे protection किती असा, sorry, function किती असा, protection, and location is outermost layer. Then is parenchyma, ground which is having parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Function किती असा, storage, support, photosynthesis, and where it is present in the inner region. Then vascular, that is xylem and phloem, function, conduction, and location, vascular bundles. Okay. Then open versus closed type. Atta mi पहिला. Cambium is present in open, absent in closed. Secondary growth present in open, absent in closed. Found in dicot stem. This is found in monocot. So this is like difference between open and closed type vascular bundles. Okay. Now then let's radial versus conjoint vascular bundle. So here you can see arrangement and example. Radial and arrangement कशा असा, xylem phloem are on the different radii, whereas in conjoint xylem phloem are on the same radii. Example खय present असा radial in roots, conjoint in stem and leaf. So here you can see A is radial diagram, B is conjoint, and C is conjoint open. Okay, and you can see cambium which is present in the center. Yes, any doubt here? Now we are moving towards the main part, and actually this is the only thing which is there in nowadays textbooks. Because recent textbook, if you refer all those previous things, okay, these things are there. ओके टिश्यूसाच्यान स्टार्ट झाला बट बिफोर दॅट आम्ही किती शिकल्या पळय ते सगळे ऍक्च्युअली डिलीटेड असा बट ते अशें शिकल्यार काय हार्म ना बिकॉज वी आर लर्निंग अबाउट द बेसिक्स ओके सो दॅट्स फायन वी कॅन लर्न अबाउट दोज थिंग्स सो वॉट वी हॅव हिअर इज anatomy of monocot and dicot parts. Okay, so आम्ही किती पळयता डायकॉट आणि मोनोकॉटाचे स्टेम, लीफ आणि रूट. Okay, stem, leaf, root. Number one, we are learning about dicot root. So what you can do is just refer to the diagram. Okay, एका साइडीन diagram open दवर, this diagram 6.3. Yes, so just compare this with the diagram. थोडे diagraman mistakes असा, but that we can ignore at this stage. Okay, so ये diagram असा, these are the two diagrams. So dicot root, can you see dicot root first? Yes. So outermost layer किती असा, epidermis, तेका म्हणता आम्ही epiblema. Okay, so outermost layer म्हणजे protective layer असतलो. Unicellular root hair present असा? Yes, root hairs are present. The root hair, what they are doing? Absorbing water and minerals. Second layer you can see it is the cortex. Yes, and a cortex which is made up of thin walled parenchymatous cell. So ते कसले type? Living type of cell नी parenchyma म्हणजे living cell. मागीर cells have intercellular spaces. So त्यांच्यामध्ये किती असता बारीक बारीक gap or spaces can be seen. Okay, then so what is the function of this cortex? It stores food. किती करता? Stores food. Then next is endodermis. Can you see endodermis layer? Yes. Yeah. So that is the endodermis layer, innermost layer of the cortex. Can you see a cortex? The cortex. So the innermost layer is endodermis. Single layer of barrel-shaped cells. एकूच layer असतलो तो आणि सेल्सची शेप कशी असतले barrel shape. Okay. Then त्यांच्यामध्ये there is no inter. So हांगा कशें आसा? You can see this is spacious, right? But हांगा कशें आसा congested आसा न्ही सामके. Okay, so you can see here endodermis is bit congested because of lack of intercellular spaces. Okay, मागीर radial and tangential walls contain Casparian strips and suberin. Casparian strips and suberin asa thai? No, it is not highlighted, so it's okay. So, but radial and they are doing what? They are consist of Casparian strips and suberin. Then, what is the function of this endodermis? It regulates movement of water into the vascular tissues. Okay, that is the main function of endodermis. Now, next is about Pericycle असा mark केलो. Yes. So located just inside the endodermis, composed of thick-walled parenchymatous cell. So you can say here cortex, endodermis, pericycle, all of them are made up of parenchymatous cell, living cells. Okay. Then what is the function of pericycle? Gives rise to lateral roots, forms vascular cambium during secondary growth. Dichota secondary growth is present, right? So that's why you can say this pericycle is helping in the secondary growth. Okay. Then conjunctive tissue. So again parenchyma tissue present between xylem and phloem. Okay. Vascular bundle 2 ते 4 xylem असा आणि phloemaचे patches are present. Okay. So मध्ये असा पण that is the vascular bundle. Okay. कितले असा xylem 2 to 4 xylem and some phloem patches might be present. Okay. Then cambium develops later between xylem and phloem. म्हणजे ज्यांना प्रायमरी ग्रोथ जाता प्लांटाची त्यांना कॅम्बियम असना बट मागीर during the secondary growth the xylem and phloem the cambium can be present. Okay. Then pith is the middle part. Okay. So हांगा pith असता पळय ते सगळ्यात मधला पार्ट ताका आमी pith म्हणटा. So that is small and हांगा आमी पोवपाक शकना, it is not clearly visible but in some of the diagrams which you can see here, so this is the pith. सारखी ओपन एरिया कळटा पण हांगा आमकां ती इतली क्लिअरली दिसना. Okay. So this is about the pith. Next is about stele. Stele, the tissues inside endodermis. Together they are called stele. So stele कोण असतलो? Pericycle, vascular bundle आणि pith. हेका आमी together कितें म्हणटले? Stele. Okay. So important feature of dicot root कितें आसा? Root hair आसा. Caspian strips are present. Xylem bundle 2 ते 4 asa. Pith is very small and secondary growth is present. These are the key points of dicot root. Is this clear? Either doubt asa? No, right? Okay. Shikaila, by the way, has secondary? No. Okay. So you just go through this diagram, compare it once. Now moving towards monocot root. So monocot root आणि dicot root भितर similarity किती असा? Number 1 असा epidermis, second is cortex दोन्हीच्या भितर present असा, endodermis present असा, pericycle present असा, vascular bundle present असा आणि pith सुद्धा present असा. Difference किती? Difference xylem bundle more than 6. So कितले आशिल्ले? 2 to 4 and this is polyarch. आणि pith हांगा किती असा? Large असा. So it was very small. Secondary growth here is absent. In dicot it was present. Okay. So what we have difference between dicot and monocot root. Feature dicot root 2 ते 4 xylem bundle. Monocot root more than 6 polyarch. Pith is very small and pith is large in case of monocot. Secondary growth is present in dicot root and absent in monocot root. So this is the difference. Can I get a difference between Sudha Vicharka? Most of the time actually they ask this diagrams to draw. Okay, and can I describe you karpa vicharta, but that is for like 5 marks or something. But आता तुमका 5 marks questions ना आनी, so you can revise this difference between dicot root, monocot root, dicot stem, monocot stem, then dicot leaf, monocot leaf. Okay. Then next is about dicotyledonous stem. Okay, root zale doni. Now we are moving towards stem. Do you want to compare difference between dicot and monocot root? तुका compare करून एकदा time देऊ, 1 minute break you want to read this? It's okay, right? Okay. Understand that, Ane? So now next is dicotyledonous root. So outermost layer किती असा? Epidermis. Again a protective layer. आणि obviously त्याका कोण असतलो? Cuticle सुद्धा present असा. Trichomes असा आणि थोडे stomata are also present. Cortex 3 region असा. Hypodermis, cortex proper आणि endodermis. Okay. Hypodermis is the layer just below epidermis made up of collenchyma cells and it is giving mechanical support. Cortex, thin parenchymatous cell and having large intercellular space. Okay. Then endodermis, innermost cortex rich in starch grains. Okay, that is called starch sheath. So starch sheath is present in dash. They are present in endodermis. Okay, they are present in endodermis. Then pericycle hangide asa present above the phloem. Pericycle is present above phloem, forms semilunar patches of sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is dead tissues. Okay, now medullary rays, again they are radially arranged in parenchymatous cell present between vascular bundles and function किती असा lateral transport of the food and water. This is the function of medullary rays. मागीर vascular bundle ring shapean arrange असा, conjoint असा, open type असा and there is endarch xylem. म्हणजे xylem खंय असतले in the center. Okay, then pith, obviously it is large central region. Parenchyma cells astale, large intercellular spaces will also be present. So what are the important features of dicot stem? Hypodermis made up of parenchyma. Second is vascular bundle ring arrangement. Third is cambium which is present. Bundle type conjoint and open. Protoxylem is enlarged. Endodermis is having starch sheath. Okay. Then monocotyledon stem. By the way, have you taken sections anytime? तुमका सांगला हे स्ट्रक्चर आम्ही कसे शिकतात ते. सो किती करता ना स्टेम घेता, ब्लेड घेता and they are taking very fine sections. Okay, बारीक 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 कट करता ते and then they are staining it. Okay, staining करता मागचे वेळ 5 मिनिटं स्टेन जायचे दवरता, washing it in water, then slide घेता, त्याचे drop of glycerin घालता and then they are putting cover slip and absorbing it under microscope. आणि मागीर मायक्रोस्कोपाच्या अंडर जेन्ना पळयता तेन्ना आमकां हे सगळे स्ट्रक्चर्स दिसता. इट्स व्हेरी ब्युटिफुल टू सी आणि जितले तुझे बारीक तू सेक्शन्स काडटा पळय तितले क्लियर तुका हे लेयर दिसतले. जस्ट इमॅजिन आमकां हे एक एक लेयर दिसपाक जाय, सेल दिसपाक जाय. इट विल बी प्रेझेंट लायक अ पायपलायन न्ही. सो पायपलायन कशी प्रेझेंट आसतली रायट. सो ती पायपलायन कट करून आमी जितलो थीन सेक्शन घेता पळय तितलो क्लियर आमकां हेंचो विजन मेळटा. ओके. Then next is about monocot stem. So monocot stemचे character सगळ्यात पयली कितें आसा hypodermis which is made up of dead tissues sclerenchyma, ground tissue large असा parenchyma stress म्हणजे living cells, bundle sheath numerous खूप असा you cannot count them. Okay, and it is scattered literally here and there in the ground tissues and is surrounded by bundle sheath cells. So bundle sheath cells is one of the important characters which is present. And हे bundle sheath cells किद्याक असा त्याचे function कितें that we will actually learn in photosynthesis chapter. Okay, खूप important functions त्याचे. Now, so the bundle vascular bundle is also conjoined and it is closed type. Other features किती असा peripheral bundles are smaller म्हणजे जे bundle सामके towards the end असा they will be always smaller in size. Phloem parenchyma is absent. ओके आम्ही पहिले न्ही जायलम आणि फ्लोएम यांचे चार चार कंपोनेंट्स असा सो तितले फ्लोएम पेरेंकायमा कंपोनेंट असा तो हांगा absent असा. Okay, then water containing cavities will be here present. So what are the difference between dicot and monocot stem? Hypodermis is made up of collenchyma in dicot, sclerenchyma in monocot, vascular bundle ring in dicot, scattered in monocot, cambium present in dicot, absent in monocot, bundle type open in dicot, closed in monocot, secondary growth present in dicot, absent in monocot, phloem parenchyma present in dicot, absent in monocot. Okay, and this is the diagram which is already there in your textbook. Is this clear? Is the difficulty ऐसा? Yeah, only in that. Yes. That's why that is the main thing which is given here, right? Okay. So the second last thing which is dorsiventral leaf. Dorsiventral leaf म्हणजे कोणाची leaf? Dicot leaf. And the monocot leaf is called as isobilateral leaf. Okay. So dorsiventral leaf main part किती असा? Epidermis, mesophyll आणि vascular system. Epidermis is made up of upper आणि lower epidermis. Upper epidermis एका म्हणता किती मी? Adaxial. Okay. आणि लोअर एपिडर्मिस ॲबॅक्शियल. एडा आणि एबा. एडा वयर असा आणि एबा सकल असा. ओके. So adaxial is thick cuticle, few or no stomata are present. Abaxial is thin cuticle. You know the cuticle, right? Cuticle layer असतात. Yes, waxy layer. Thin cuticle आणि more stomata are present. Mesophyll कसे असतात? Mesophyll असा chloroplast. That means they are parenchymatous cell. Okay. Then two types असा palisade parenchyma, spongy parenchyma. This you can see in the diagram. Can you open the diagram? Here. Here you can see palisade parenchyma, spongy parenchyma. So palisade parenchyma किती असा? Just below the upper epidermis, long असा आणि closely packed cells असा. Okay, and that is the main site for photosynthesis for palisade parenchyma. Whereas spongy parenchyma असा ते present just below the palisade and they are very closely arranged cells. Okay, and त्यांच्यामध्ये large air spaces असा. आणि त्याचे फंक्शन किती असा? गॅसियस एक्सचेंज. स्पेसिंग असा म्हणून that is like indirectly telling us ki it is present specially for the gaseous exchange. Okay. Then vascular bundle, obviously it is present in veins and midrib, right? Surrounded by bundle sheath and reticulate venation is present. Reticulate venation खबर असा आणि parallel and reticulate. Parallel in monocot. Very good. Reticulate in dipot. So what are the important features of dipot leaf? So mesophyll is differentiated into spongy and palisade, right? Then stomata mostly on the lower surface. Venation कसले असा? Reticulate venation असा. Simple. Okay. Now moving towards monocot leaf, which is also called as isobilateral. So epidermis, stomata present on both the surfaces. Both the surfaces म्हणजे abaxial आणि adaxial. Now mesophyll not differentiate into palisade आणि spongy tissue. Very important. थंय आशिल्ले न्ही in dicot spongy आणि palisade, पण हांगा spongy आणि palisade ना only a common mesophyll layer. Okay. Then there is one more important character here जो dicotanna, that is bulliform cells. Okay, these are the large empty colorless cells जे upper epidermis चेर असता of grasses. Okay, and what is their function? When they are turgid, the leaf remains open. Okay, ज्यांना bulliform cell turgid असता त्यांना किती जाता? Leaf remains open. आणि flaccid असता त्यांना leaf is curl inwards. Curling of leaves असता when it is flaccid. Okay, then vascular bundle चे किती असा? Vascular bundle, it is nearly in equal size आणि obviously आणखी किती असा? Parallel venation असा. So this is the diagram. आम्ही हे केना मेज खबर असा? मेजाचे लीफ कडून आम्ही हे डायग्राम काढतले आणि we used to call this as some scary faces. वो आता एकूच सेल दिसला दाखयला हांगा, so it's not that scary, but केन्ना केन्ना बीन करायचे literally they are making face and then you can find out that okay this is monocot leaf. Okay, आमका identify करप असता. Direct they are putting it on the slide and we have to see the layers and then you have to identify कोण monocot आणि कोण dicot. Okay, so this is actually the character of monocot leaf. Okay, then difference between dicot and monocot leaf type किती असा? Dorsiventral असा. Monocot is isobilateral, Stomata, mostly lower surface, and hanga both the surfaces. Mesophyll in dicot differentiated into pellucid and spongy, whereas in monocot it is undifferentiated. Venation is reticulate in dicot, parallel in monocot. Bulliform absent in dicot, present in monocot. Okay, so जाता कितें सांग हे chapter actually easy असता for teaching purpose. Okay, but for to understand it and remember all the names, it is a bit difficult. So असल्या हितून what you have to do, you have to just practice the diagrams. That is the better way of learning. Okay, so with this actually we are finishing with this chapter. This part are not there. Okay, खंय आसा तें? Yeah, this is not there. It is yeah, आमच्या टायमाच्यान cancelled असा. So this was cancelled for us also. Okay, but still I don't think so they'll teach this. But still, if this शिकयता, then we can discuss it after the exams. Okay, but I don't think so they'll have enough time to explain this many things. Okay, fine. Is this clear? कितें doubt असा? No? Okay. And by chance, if they teach you this part, then please let me know so that I can teach you maybe for online or maybe can send you some short notes. Or if तुका शिकयले ते तुका कळुना, you can ask the doubts on this. Okay? Yeah, but mostly it's not there, so you don't have to worry about it. Hmm? Yes? Anything you want to ask? Any doubts from previous chapter or anything? Just revise these things, then 4:15 is your next class, right? So 15 minutes are remaining. Hmm? Can you just give me the textbook for some time? This is actually the most fascinating part which I like. जेन्ना wood cut करता पळय, वुडाचेर ते rings दिसता न्ही, those are actually the xylem rings. Okay, तेका आमी fascicular rings म्हणटात आमी. Okay, अशे कट करतकीर अशें दिसता न्ही, and that is actually हे ring जर आमी count केले न्ही, that is telling us how many years that plant have been surviving in that condition. Okay, एक ring म्हणजे एक year full plantaचं. So actually this is a very interesting part. Then there is hard wood, sapwood. So here, this is actually telling us the quality of the wood. And तेजे वयल्यान मागीर it is used for furniture. खंयचे suitable आसा ते मागीर furniture हे करपाक use करता. अबे annual rings. Yes. Which is the part of biology you like the most? Like what type of topics you like? All of them. Still the most favorite plant part, botany. So are you thinking anything to do in botany or something? No, because even I won't suggest you. I am a MSc botany student, but still I won't suggest you to do botany because now it is saturate. Now there are so many students who have done their MSc in botany and they are still jobless. They have done their PhDs also in botany. But I would tell you to join something which is latest, genetics. then molecular biology. That will give you more job opportunities. And even physiology is there in your 11th standard. That is also a good field to choose.